Welcome to Celebrate Aging. Here on the Ecumen Detroit Lakes campus, we value our volunteers, and April is the month to celebrate volunteers. And here at the Ecumen Detroit Lakes campus, we are going to have a party for them in June when we gather at the pavilion for a dance to remember, June 20th. You can put that on your calendar. And you know, we are under construction, and we do need our volunteers to help us get through this trying time. In fact, one of the things I'm standing in front of here is a beautiful quilt, which was made by volunteers. The Lakes Quilters organization made this beautiful quilt for us. And like I say, we value our volunteers. And so today we want you to hear from a few of them.
I'm Corinne Frank, and I've been a volunteer at the Emmanuel Nursing Home. This is my 27th year. And the only reason I remember it is because my daughter was 4 years old when I started here. And the first place I volunteered was the special care unit, and I was there and visiting, and I sat down at the piano, and ever since then, they wanted me to play piano. And then a few years after that, Sandy stopped me. She was starting the adult care unit, and so the daycare, the elder daycare. And so I started working with Sandy and Heidi, and it was just like being at home. And it was just like a home setting, and the people were wonderful to visit with. And yes, and I enjoyed visiting with people, getting to know people, because they are so appreciative, and the people at the nursing home are very appreciative of whatever we do. And the only downside about working with the adults, the elder care, is they die. And then after you've gotten a really good relationship with, they're no longer there, because that's the only downside of volunteering at the nursing home.
I'm Lynn Schramm.
And I'm Nora Anderson.
And we are retired teachers, and my son works here, and he recruited us.
And you can't say no to Ryan. So we are working once a month, just putting on little get-togethers with some of the ladies in the nursing home.
We usually have a topic that we talk about each time. We've talked about holiday traditions and school days, what they used to do for fun as teenagers. And our last one was really kind of a hit. It was really interesting, and Nora will talk about that.
We did a little survey at the beginning, and their favorite subject in school was geography. So Lynn brought some maps of the United States, and they knew all the states and capitals, which we didn't always remember. And yeah, and they just had a wonderful time. So we want to kind of continue with something about travel and geography.
And I want to end with one of my favorite stories, what one of the ladies said. We were talking about what they used to do for when they were teenagers. And she said they had a car, but they had no gas. So she and her brothers and the neighbors would push the car up the hill. They'd all get in and they'd ride down the hill. It's a good thing they had a hill. But they have wonderful stories, and they always leave with a smile, and we leave with a smile too. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Betty Hirschberger, and I've been working here at this establishment from between 10 to 15 years. I'm not exactly sure. I too started working down in the daycare room with Sandy and Heidi, which was very neat experience. And since that time, I have kind of gotten to be all over the place from one end to the other and learning my way around and learning to know people more, and it's just been a very rewarding experience. And our sing-alongs have been fun. The last one we had at the Lamplighter, we had 2 guitars and a harmonica, and then another, toward the end, this guy came cruising in there with his guitar playing as he came, and he had just been there a short time, and nobody really knew who he was, but he was good, and they said, where did he come from, so we have a lot of fun with the sing-alongs. But I really have enjoyed the friends I have made here. It's a wonderful place to establish friends, and if anybody out there has some hugs to get that you'd like to give away or like to receive some hugs, this is a good place to come. It's very rewarding.
I'm Reva Husby, and I am a volunteer here at Emmanuel at the Ecumen community. And I started 22 years ago as chaplain, filling in for the chaplain, doing devotions and sometimes Sunday morning worship. And now I do Sunday morning worship at least the second Sunday of the month. Vicki says that's my Sunday, so I claim it, and I really enjoy it. And then 4 years ago, my mother was in the Lamplighter, and so she volunteered for me to lead Bible studies over there. So I've been doing that twice a month at the Lamplighter. And then 3 years ago, Barb Schiller called and said, "Whoa, wouldn't you like to serve breakfast at the Madison?" So I'm kind of spread out throughout the Ecumen campus here, but I really enjoy it, and I really look forward to our mornings of coffee and serving breakfast to the residents here, and you get to know them and you get to know their stories, and it's been just a really pleasant time working with the people here. And if you've never volunteered here, folks, this is the best place in the world that you can come and be a volunteer.
Well, those are just a very few of our wonderful volunteers here on the Ecumen Detroit Lakes campus. And if you're interested in volunteering, Barb Schiller is our volunteer coordinator, and Sandy Leah helps with Helping Hands and Senior Companions. And we'd love to talk to you about opportunities. The number here at Emmanuel is 847-4486. You can always call and just say, "I'm interested in volunteering," and they'll make sure you get to talk to the right person. We'd also like you to know that we have Grace Matson here as a volunteer, and she received a statewide award this year as we nominated her for Volunteer of the Year. And so the Aging for Services, which is a organization statewide, awarded her the Volunteer of the Year for District C, and we were so proud. We tried to get her on Channel 3 TV, but she's too busy volunteering. So thank you for all the volunteers that come every day here to Emmanuel and Lamplighter and the Madison and the Cottage and the Adult Day Service. Like I say, we have many areas that we love to have our volunteers come and spend time and get to know. And it's true what Corrine said, there is a sadness sometimes when a person does pass away because you've made a relationship and you're going to miss that person. But we also know that by making those memories and sharing that time, your life is richer for it. So again, if you're interested in volunteering here at Ecumen Detroit Lakes, we would love to have you come and talk to our volunteer coordinator, Barb Schiller, 847-4486. And join us on June 20th at the Pavilion at a Dance to Remember, where we'll specifically celebrate with our volunteers, because right now we're under construction. We have no place to gather, but we will on June 20th. It's a Friday night at the Pavilion. We're going to celebrate so many things, including our wonderful volunteers.